Yes, here we are. We have a little reaction video for you. We have the flat earther that thinks NASA is lying. Again, Rox isn't here right now. She's going to be back in a bit. I'm going to do one on Love Island with her because that's her thing. But just going to crack right into this. And you know what? Before we start playing it, this is on Vice. I'm going to leave the link on the side, so go subscribe to them. Watch more of their content. It's boss. Love watching Vice. It's got loads of videos like this of strange people. I mean, before I put it on, I mean, what flat earthers, I mean, what you usually think of them. Someone told me they were a flat earther, I'd be like, I don't really trust you near me kids or playgrounds. Not really a fan of people who just seek attention and just want to disagree for the sake of disagreeing. You know, everyone knows the world's round. But it is what it is. I'm going to go into it with an open mind. Let's see what this kid thinks he's talking about, whether he thinks it's got any, well, if we think it's got any real merit to it.
Based on what they're showing us, it seems very fake. When we're
First point, who are they? But, you know,
being presented with things like the moon landing footage, and you've only got to look at it with a critical eye to see that it's done on a set.
I've seen loads of stuff on the moon landing and that. You know, there's questions, but is it 100% on a set? I'll have some people who'll just tell me that I'm an idiot, and of course it is, and then I'll have others say, nah, it's not. I've seen Neil deGrasse Titan. He broke it all down and said, nah, it's real. He knows a bit more than me.
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and I'm a flat earther. I run several
What the fuck is that hat, by the way? That's like a summer hat, like a fedora that you wear on holiday. He's in like Newcastle or somewhere. Well, I'm saying Newcastle, it looks grim. It looks up north to the east. But I like Newcastle, by the way, but it looks like dull, like it's just off the North Sea. Fucking weird choice of fucking clothes, like.
YouTube channels. I interview people about the subject, and I've been doing it for about the last couple of years. In my last career, I was travelling around the world as an international sales rep, and as I travelled around the world, what I observed on almost every flight was the same thing, which was lots of people staring at the back of their headrests and observing the latest movie, drinking booze, falling asleep, whereas I would actually be at the back of the plane looking out at the emergency exit window, which had the widest viewing angle, and observing the flat plane below. That being...
Okay, so we already know something about him. First of all, he thinks he's one of the cool kids. I was sitting on the back of the plane, like it's the back of the bus and all that, but nah, it's probably because you're like travelling by yourself. It's the only place where there's a spare seat. The other thing is, while all of you sheep are out there looking at the back of the headrests, listening to music, falling asleep, I'm contemplating life and the horizon. Come on, man. Come on. Already it starts off with like, I'm a little bit better than you, I consider life, when in actual fact, you're a dickhead who believes the earth's flat.
the case when I came across a Math Powerland video on YouTube, and he uttered the words flat earth, not in ridicule, but in the same context as we're talking about today. It immediately was a...
He hasn't once looked at the camera. I don't know if I'm looking at the camera now, I'm saying it, but he's always like this. And I was, you know, and I seen something on the CIA and how they find out about liars. And they say you look up one way if you're remembering something, you look up another. Oh, I don't know if it was up or down, but you look up another if you're making something up. The camera's reversed and that. I can't remember which way it was anyway. Guaranteed he's making this shit up.
Eureka moment. I mean, I literally went and woke my wife up and told her that the earth was flat.
Fuck off. If Rox woke me up in the middle of the night, oh, I've just seen this YouTube video, Neil, and I think the earth's flat, I'd be like, fuck off. Gotta get up at like 4 in the morning with the kids. You're waking me up to tell me that shit for? I'd be devastated. I'd kick him out of bed.
Well, NASA were developed for the sole purpose of lying to us. Their only purpose is to perpetuate the globe lie. Every single story that is told by NASA has the subcontext that we live on a globe. Way they're faking things.
Why are they lying about it? Why did we create a £1 billion company that's funded by the government in the States to tell you that the Earth is round? What benefit is there? Do the US government have a monopoly on globes? Like the ornaments you have in your spin? There's no reason why they'd want to tell you that. None. I just don't see who it benefits. If the Earth is flat, it's flat. If it's round, it's round. You don't make money off it being round.
Things is with top of the line, absolutely cutting edge studio techniques like were used in the film Gravity. So they're using trapeze, they're on high wires in order to fake us for as long as humanly possible.
So the film Gravity was made by the government to make sure that we didn't know what the shape of the planet was. Makes sense actually when you think about it like that, doesn't it?
Well, that's a good comparison because the blockbuster movies bolster the NASA fakery. If you're watching Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Trek or Star Wars, the basis of that is that you are on a spinning globe. So the fact that Hollywood perpetuates this meme, this lie, this spinning globe lie, is the over-the-top suspension of disbelief. Whereas when NASA do it, they play their cards much more close to their chest.
None of those films are about planets being spherical. They have a Death Star and a planet and they travel from planet to planet. But the only reason the planets are spherical in that are because all of our pictures of planets, and when we look at the stars, they're all spherical. They made those movies for money, not to make you think that the Earth is round. Fucking hell, no wonder he's wearing a fedora in 10 degrees.
They always keep it nice and simple, so they're not going to be having Star Wars type battles in space. They're just going to have a zero-G meal. It's much more downplayed.
Do you reckon that's where he lives? That's like his back garden. Just like he lives by the train tracks, under a bridge. He just seems like an odd character. Very odd cat.
The Illuminati. I don't know a great deal about the Illuminati. It's something that I've come across since finding out the Earth was flat or investigating flat Earth. It would seem that there are certainly families or bloodlines or secret societies that control certain aspects of our life. However, until 1972, we hadn't been up and checked. So to say that a secret society knew and was therefore perpetuating a deception, I would say no.
Because they don't probably invite people like you weirdo, to their fucking meetings. And I hate it when they use the bloodlines. It sounds so much more sinister than just saying it's like nepotism. They only involve their own family because they want the money to pass down through their family. You say bloodline and it just sounds so much more conspiracy, and it sounds so much more like you're going to end up in a padded cell, you weirdo.
No, I can't prove it. I can only support it with evidence. So to say, do I need to prove it? I would say no, because the starting point is flat. That's what you observe, that's what I observe, and that's what everyone deals with in their day-to-day lives.
Unless you're on a hill or a mountain.
I've heard every insult under the sun, and I think the reason we get these insults is because we are pre-programmed from birth to ridicule the idea of flat Earth. We're told that it's a...
No, we're not. Really not. Really not. Not one point when I went to Catholic school did they say to me, and by the way, if anyone says the Earth is flat, burn them at the stake. None of the commandments refer to shun the people that think the Earth is flat. You're off your head. They tell us the Earth is round because they know it's round. It's definitely round, maybe slightly potato shaped. You're just looking for things that aren't there. You're mad.
a notion of Philistines. It's something that we have progressed beyond. So I tend to not overreact to people who are insulting to me about the subject. And
even his sleeves are short. Why is he? Is he on his way to the airport to go on a lad's holiday? Did you not bring a coat? It is clearly overcast. I reckon he's just been down the gym and he's just been doing his guns. And and he just thought, I'll wear a short sleeve top, even though it's autumn.
And try and ask them to either, if they're very combative, prove what they believe, which is the globe, or ask them to research flat Earth. Well, I've never been to the ends of the Earth, so it's a difficult one to give you an answer. Is the moon fake news? No. But does the moon have fake news surrounding it? Yes, absolutely.
Couldn't be any more obscure with your answer.
Of all of the celestial bodies, it's the one that would most indicate sphericity, is that the right word? Being spherical. And
The sun.
therefore it's used by people like NASA to prop up the notion that we are living on a sphere also. So
Get yourself a telescope. Venus, Mars, Saturn, they're all pretty round.
it's used to perpetuate fake news. Do I get ridiculed now? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. A couple of years on,
Quite clearly do. I've not been impressed with the way you say.
it's more like this, people actually wanting to know more information about the subject and doing a bit of research.
You're a podcaster, you said, who takes questions, and you've just said people who want more information about it. At the same time, do I have to prove it? No. So you have zero information other than there is fake news surrounding the moon. You are a complete and utter. I don't want to slag the man off because I don't want to seem nasty, but he hasn't even listened to himself. He hasn't even stood in the mirror and regurgitated this shit back to him to see if it makes sense before he went out and told someone. Just contradicting everything you're saying.
Research themselves. So I think it seems things have progressed. I don't have an actual explanation for how
Starts in the second week of August, the Prem, the Premier League.
the seasons work. I don't know what the sun is. Same technically goes for the moon. I don't know what the moon is. And further to that, I don't trust any of the maps that they give us.
You clearly do. I mean, you live on a road. You use sat-nav. I bet you've had a map in your life. You're about 40 odd. Just don't say I don't trust the maps. The amount of times I've used some sort of map to get somewhere, the amount of times I've looked at a map of the world and I've flown from England to Gran Canaria and I've gone, we must be over Portugal by now, and looked down, and it wasn't exactly loads of Portuguese people looking back up going, hey, this is Portugal, TC Claro, but at the same time it was definitely Portugal. You just, people use maps and then they follow the compass and then they get to the place they want to go. So clearly you can trust maps as long as it wasn't drawn by one of your kids.
Absolutely, it is fundamental to our state of being. It is fundamental to our existence. If we said they are right, the perpetrators of the lie, if you like, are correct, then we are absolutely and totally insignificant. We are a speck of dust in a soup of nothing, expanding into a massive infinite space of nothingness. Whereas the converse is that we are in an enclosed system, therefore we're it.
Wowcha. Fucking hell, that guy's got some beef. He just got dead serious and heavy at the end. And I like what Vice did with the little shaky voice and the X-Files music to make him seem more sane. And I don't blame them, to be honest with you. If you've got a winner like that, just put some music on him and just let him go. But yeah, he's... No. I still stand by what I said at the beginning. Anybody who thinks I might be being mean, ask yourself this. You've seen him on this. would you let him babysit your kids? Not a chance. They'd be coming back spouting some shit about the Titanic not ever having crashed and shit like that. Just nuts. The earth is round. It's so round. It's definitely round. I mean, the space station goes that way, it goes all the way around, and then you see it come back around again. I don't, because I don't use telescopes, but he doesn't know what he's on about. He's a loon. But yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I wish Rox was in. It would have been nice to bounce off someone, but otherwise, if you enjoyed it, guys, make sure you like, subscribe and all that jazz. Hit the notifications bell, and yeah, have a nice fucking day.